Good morning, everyone. It's Yvonne here from the Aussie Goddess to do your What's Cracking for Monday. I hope you had a wonderful weekend. I got my garden done, so I'm pretty impressed, really. And thank you to my friend who came over and helped me. We planted a lot of plants. I now have a garden that looks like it has colour. So I'm pretty happy with that. It looks very beautiful. And I kept looking at it last night and thinking how wonderful it looked. Thank you so much for subscribing to my channel. It is my pleasure to have you on board. It's wonderful to be working with you. If you haven't subscribed yet, of course, I'd love for you to just subscribe. If you are interested in a personal reading with me, doing life coaching with me, and I have hair everywhere because I just washed my hair, or you're interested in doing classes with me going forward, I will try and get those classes up for you in the next couple of weeks. 7 of Pentacles jumping out here. That's quite interesting. 8 of Pentacles. So you might get some news about work today. For anybody waiting on news from work, there seems to be some sort of action in that department today. I feel like I need to check on a couple of other things, but you know me, if I've forgotten it, I'll remember some stage or another. All right, we're using the Rider Waite Tarot for your reading today. I've been using this one on TikTok. If you haven't followed me on TikTok yet, please follow me there. I'm slowly morphing my ideas on there too, so if you want an extra little snippet of the day, follow me on TikTok as the Aussie Goddess, of course. You can also follow me on Facebook. There is something going on. Some of you are about to get something here with this Ace of Wands coming through. Facebook and LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram. I think most of them I'm the Aussie Goddess, but you might find me under Yvonne, or Yvonne Denise. All right, let's see what's going on in this department. Some new starts coming in for you, though. Something that you're going, I feel like strongly it's something to do with work. All right, so we have the King of Swords coming through. So the King of Swords is a card that represents Libra, Gemini, Aquarius. The King of Swords as an energy is someone who can be a little bit cold and calculating. Not in a negative way, but just in an unemotional way. Trying to make a decision without using your emotions. Trying to do the most practical, obvious thing for yourself. Now there is, a lot of people don't understand there is a time to be in your emotion and there's a time to detach from your emotion. And that is a very human thing to do. But for many of us who've had, challenging lives, especially as children, we've not always learned when it's best to do one or the other. And that is part of our learning experience. It's part of our growth. When do you detach from your feelings and when do you use your feelings? And that becomes a very natural thing for most people, but for other people it becomes very difficult. In this particular energy, you are learning that there are some circumstances when your emotions are not going to help you make a decision. There are some circumstances where you do have to use pure logic, pure strategy, and detach from things to make that decision. I could give you a lot of good examples, but I guess one of them might be, that you have to have, say, something, maybe you have to have a procedure done. And if you look at the practical side of having the procedure, it's really straightforward for you. It could, make you feel better. It could put you on a better path, whatever. If you don't make that decision without your emotions, then you may talk yourself out of that decision because of your emotional state. So what may happen is you may become overwhelmed with emotions, say, for example, because your ego sits within that energy. You may become so overcome with emotion that it might be difficult for you to make that decision in your own best interest. Sometimes with the King of Swords, we have to stand in our power. We have to put our emotions aside and look at what is best in this situation without getting emotional. Because if you're emotional, you may not make the best decision. All right, we'll see what's behind that. All right, so the universe is saying here that this is a time for healing. So maybe for some of you, this is some sort of decision you have to make that will result in taking time out to heal yourself. Maybe you're making a decision to go back to a meditation practice. Maybe this is a time when you are extremely emotional and meditation would be a really good thing for you to do. This Four of Swords really talks about taking time out fully. You know, shutting down the phone, stopping your visitors, stopping people from coming in, and really standing back from what you need to do in order to heal. And this may be a decision. Maybe you're in a time where you're just, you know, finding things a little bit overwhelming. And you may have to make this decision to say to people, I don't actually want to be in this situation, but I need a few days time out to really understand what I need. Very much around strategizing. This is thinking. I feel like for some of you, okay, good example for the King of Swords, and I never really thought about that. Some of you are making a decision to walk away from a relationship. Now, if you let your emotions jump in here, your emotions will say, I really love this person. They're doing the wrong thing by me. They're treating me really poorly. But because I really love them, I'm going to put up with that bad behavior. If you're in this energy here, you would be saying to yourself, this isn't getting any better. I know I'm in the wrong relationship and I know this is not serving me. This can also be divorce. It could be taking time out after some sort of separation with the sword here. But whatever this is, you're walking away from something. You're using this energy to bring yourself into this logical mindset to make some sort of decision to walk away from some emotional pain here. Now we have the Lovers here. So the Lovers card talks about choice. It talks about choosing to do something. Let me just have a look behind that. Wow, okay. I feel like you're feeling some sort of love for somebody here. It may not be love, it may be attachment if you're having difficulty moving away. It may be that you've been with somebody for a long time. It may be that you are completely consumed by everything else around that or wrapped up in that, like material possessions. When the Lovers card comes through, it talks about some sort of choice we need to make to move forward. I see the Nine of Swords here, and I feel like you have been trying to make this decision for months, weeks, maybe even years. But I feel we have a lot of swords in this reading. This is an energy of thinking things through, being logical, being cold about it, but being able to make a decision in your own best interest. All right, so we have here, I feel like for many of you, look, you no longer want this cup. Maybe the cup that was offered to you in the first place looked like it had love in it. Maybe you were offered something really, really beautiful and you thought you'd found something very, very special. But if you're not happy, if this, whatever this situation is for you, and for some it could be work here, because we did have that sort of energy at the beginning that something new was coming in. Never sort of think that because you're ending something that there's no new beginning, because every ending has a new beginning. All right, let's see where we're going. Okay, so I see now it looks like you've made some sort of decision, or you're in the process of making a decision and thinking about your future. This is good energy, because you could be sitting there looking back at the past and sort of using your emotions to draw you back to the past rather than looking at your more logical mind and looking forward. And this person knows they have the world in their hand. So the decision you're making here is bringing about this energy of, once I move forward, I know I can have what I want. I just have to be more future focused. Wow. Oh, we moved the screen here. Now you can see every part of me and very little of this table. I should have checked it before, shouldn't I? All right, let's see where we're going here. Okay, so we have the Emperor card coming through here. I feel like this is you taking your power back here. We have the Death card and the Ace of Wands. That was the card that flipped out at me before. There is something that you need to learn from this experience that is going to be life-changing for you. This isn't a matter of just having a new start. It's not just walking away from something. There's something in this event, this decision to move forward, that's going to be life-changing for you. This is something about you understanding your power, or understanding your personal power in a situation. That's going to annoy me now. I should have done that before I started. Okay. There is something about this decision for you that's going to change the way you see your world. It's going to change the way you see yourself. All right, I have that. This card came out too, so they've both come up in the reading, which in most cases seems to, well, nearly all cases seems to happen to me. All right. There's a lot of movement in this too. It's almost like the universe is going to show you pretty quickly what changes in your life once you've made a decision. I feel like for some of you, something is not satisfying here. Something you're in is not satisfying. And I feel really strongly here, this is about you directing the energy back to yourself. And maybe you've been in a situation where you're following some sort of pattern of behavior here. Because I really feel you're investing in somebody else and putting yourself on the back burner again. I feel like it's a repetitive energy, which says to me there's some sort of behavior here that you're doing, that you're repeating, even though you know you're repeating it. But this time, you're understanding how you're repeating this energy. This time it's different for you, because this time you can see something. You can see it differently to what you did before. Okay, so we have the Three of Pentacles. You're going to start self-investing. You're getting something here because you're closing out this cycle finally and moving towards abundance. Okay. What I see for you. Let's just go back through the mini read. There is something you're seeing more clearly now because you're putting your emotions to one side. And this is imperative in this situation. If you're going through a pattern of behavior, you're trying to understand what change it is you need to be made. If you've been listening to the messages coming through and the universe has been saying to you, there is a pattern of behavior that you are doing here that you need to break in order to find abundance. And here you're finding it. There is some decision you need to make here without emotion. If it's that you're in love with someone and you need to leave them behind, then that is the decision you need to make. You need to leave the idea of how you love someone and move forward. Because maybe it's not love you're feeling, maybe it's attachment. And maybe that is the energy here that you are trying to understand within yourself. You need to take time out. You might need to do some meditation. You might need to understand, but you're about to see this pattern of behavior that takes your power away. Wow. Okay, so something you're moving away from here, some sort of choice, could be in a relationship here with the Lovers card, is creating distress and sleepless nights for you. You may be studying on the internet here. You may be looking at ways that you're doing this to understand what you're doing. There is some realization here with this Four of Cups of what you've been doing now up until now. This time you're seeing it. This time you understand, because you're getting a brand new start here with the Ace of Pentacles. There is a very potent energy in this reading that says to me, you have been doing something all the time here without realizing you're doing it. Maybe you think falling in love is a certain way. Maybe you think this way of thinking is the right way. But something here is changing because you're actually seeing it in action this time. You're seeing how you do something and how you can change it. Maybe when you go into relationships, you fully invest in the other person and you forget how to take care of yourself. Maybe there are times there where you use your emotions to make decisions and you miss out on things because emotionally you say no to things because you fear or you're scared of them. Something is about to close out a cycle here. You are about to come to the end of some sort of energy here. Something that's been holding you back from this abundance. Now, some of you could be repeating a work pattern. And I feel like you have a brand new opportunity, no matter what's going on here. You've got a brand new opportunity coming at you. But in order to do this, there has to be a recognition of giving your power away. What are you doing to do that? What are you doing? This is why you need to go deep inside. This is what the universe is saying to you. You have to be really, really clear now. You have to leave your emotions at the door, and you have to look at your behavior without emotion. You have to be really clear on how to do this, because something here, let me just get a couple more cards here. Something here is going to show you the pattern. That was the gift that the universe kept talking about. This was what was coming to you. Queen of Swords coming out here as well. Speaking up for yourself, saying what you want, without worrying about the other person's feelings. Okay, I feel like for many of you here, you do not take risks because you're always thinking about other people. Stop. Stop, because you have to stand in your power here with this Queen of Swords. That is the big one coming through for you. This idea that you don't want to do things in case you hurt the other person. What is that? What is that energy that we would put ourselves behind somebody else for fear of hurting them? Okay, this seems to be one of the lessons coming through here. So I hope you're relating to that. There is something you need to do where you have to put yourself first. You have to. Because you're not learning this lesson. You keep putting other people in front of yourself. Maybe that's for everything here. But there's this energy here. Let me see if I can get in a bit further. Knight of Wands here. Victory card with the Six of Wands. Okay, Seven of Swords. Okay, you're avoiding some sort of conflict here. You're stuck in some sort of illusion of doing things a certain way. You need to be more grounded. Okay. I see in theory what is going on here. So I'm going to try and sort of give you the general overview, and then you might need to take from that what you are doing that is a behavior pattern, rather than allowing yourself to have your abundance, which is here. This is about like investing in yourself first. All right, this is about putting yourself first. There is something you've been doing it for a very long time a certain way. And because of that, you've been giving your power away. The universe is saying, if you can just manage to understand the pattern, we are going to show you the pattern so that you can start again and do things differently. There is new growth here. There is something here that you have been doing for a very long time in a certain way that is not benefiting you. In fact, it's the opposite. You're not acting in your truth. You're not standing in your truth. Now, I feel for a lot of you here, this is about standing back and allowing things to happen even when you don't want them to happen, because you either avoid conflict or you're under the illusion that the other person is more important than you. That is codependency. When you see other people as being more important than you, you are codependent, full stop. That is the easiest and simplest way to look at codependency. People explain it in a million different ways. That is the simplest way. If you're putting other people in front of yourself, then you are codependent. Now, even if this, because I had somebody last time say, but you have to put your children in front of yourself. No, you do not. If you are not fit, healthy, and taking 100% care of yourself, then you are not in a position to look after your children. So always remember, you come first. This is not selfish. It is not a bad thing. You can always give more to others if your own cup is full. There is a victory here. There is abundance here. But you've got to understand that you are living yourself, living your life away, trying here to avoid conflict, trying to avoid pain, trying to avoid all of the things that make you who you are. You need to take that on. You need to face. You need to do whatever you need to do to put yourself first. If you are in a relationship where you are completely acting in the other person's best interest, this relationship is not for you. Are you putting the other person first because you feel they are more important than you? Because you're trying to get away with something with this card. And this guy is looking straight back at the illusion. It's a complete illusion. Serving others before yourself is an illusion. It is not your life. You are living someone else's life. So the universe is saying you need to get more grounded. You need to stand in your power here and connect yourself back to the source. Connect yourself back to the mother energy in order to see this behavioral pattern that you've been continuing with probably for many, many years. You could be doing this in your jobs too. Maybe you're scared of speaking up and you get treated really badly in your jobs, but you're scared of speaking up in case you lose your job. You do not have to worry. The universe has your back. You've got to stop giving your power away to others. All right, let's have a quick oracle card. Wow, that was a really long reading. Sometimes I talk and I don't breathe properly. The cosmos. Wow, okay. Creativity and vastness, 41. The cosmos appears always as an ally and never as a challenger. Creativity in all forms is represented by the cosmos. This is a sign to place your attention on creative projects. They will be successful. Remember that all of life is creative and you're always co-creating with the divine. The cosmos also represents the principle of infinity and the vastness of the energetic exchange of consciousness influencing all living things. This teaches us that every intention we set is in fact contagious with the power to influence others. We're entangled at our deepest energetic place, so we can't help but have an effect on others from an individual level to a global one. This is a sign to remind you to open up to the well of creativity deep within you and be mindful of your thoughts and actions. Both are influencing your outer world. Most important, keep taking action toward your goals as the cosmos responds perfectly to manifest your highest destiny. Expect to be inspired and to meaningfully touch others with all that you create. I think really important here is this is a sign to remind you to open up to the well of creativity deep within you and be mindful of your thoughts and actions. Both are influencing your outer world. And I feel like that's what they're trying to get through. I'll leave you with that. Have a fantastic day.